What's good, everybody? Happy Thursday. I hope everybody is having a good day today, y'all. My day is going good. I don't feel good. I don't know. I feel like I think that I left the AC on a little bit too high last night. And I just feel, well, I've been sneezing the last couple of days, so that's probably what it is. I think that I've been leaving the AC on a little bit too high. I just don't know how to act with my weighted comforter. But y'all, I wanted to come down here real quick. I've been trying to come on here for a minute, but there was an outage with my Wi-Fi in my area, and now I done seen the trailer and stuff for Potomac, and it's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. But I wanted to come down here real quick to talk about Love Island USA. Now, I've seen two interviews so far, but the majority of the time of this live, I'm going to be talking about the interview that Ace did with, I believe his name is Speedy Norman. Is his name Speedy Norman? The interview that he did with Speedy Norman. And I also saw the interview that Nick and Alandria did with New York Times podcast. Okay. And I must say, after watching this interview with Ace, I felt like it made me kind of like Ace a little bit, but I'm torn because I'm side eyeing him a lot of it, especially when it comes to Alandria. And from what he said on the show, on this interview, and what we seen, well, I saw some things on TikTok with, what is his name? Taylor. I feel horrible for Alandria. I feel so horrible for Alandria. I really, really do feel so horrible for Alandria to know that there were certain things at play on this show, and this show is not as real as we thought that it was. And I just feel so bad for her. But I mean, it's only I really feel bad for her. Okay. But before we get started, let's see who in here, and then we're gonna talk. Okay. I'm sorry I'm late. Rob James City, what's good? Almost a weekend, thank goodness. Did you know you had 30? Yeah, I knew I had 30 minutes. I have been trying to come on here for the longest, Chef. I don't know if you've seen, but the Wi-Fi was off. The Wi-Fi was tripping in my areas, but I think that it was an outage or something that was going on, but we should be good now. Chelsea B, what's good? Toya C, I'm with you when you right. What you think that Ace is envious of the Nicolandria? Yes, I know this stuff about Ace. See, I'm a people watcher. And I pay attention to people. I pay attention to exactly the words and stuff that they use and the words and stuff that they say. And I've been on to Ace since I watched him on the show. And we'll get into it. S Lover, what's good? Beehive 94, what's good? Lisa Mack, what's good? Shay B81, what's good? Ruthie Romero, what's good? But boy, I don't even watch this show, but I'm enjoying your commentary. Thank you so much. Jed Boulay 28, what's good? Love Pre was good. He's a person who loves the camera and it loves him, but it might look bad for the content he used to make. For who? Ace? Quarantine, what's good? Dina, what's good? Grace Blood, V Spencer, what's good? I can't hear you. Wait till you talk about this and what your girl got on Netflix. Listen, Love Pre, did you see they have a on Sunset, they have like a billboard on Sunset where, oh my God, I wish I could find it. They have a billboard on a Netflix billboard on Sunset Boulevard where usually on that billboard they say something that's trending, and they made a statement on the billboard. They basically said something like, the answer is no, it's Netflix. They made a reference to Huda on that billboard on Sunset. I saw it. Yeah, I got a couple of notifications, and that wasn't shade. I was just quoting the great Tiffany Pollard. Oh, thank you for going live. Oh, no problem. Child, this season of Love Island USA was, well, Richie, wait a minute, y'all. This is the Richie who told me to watch the show. This is the Richie who told me that this was the best reality show on TV in 2025. But I feel like Real Housewives of Potomac got something to say for that, and I feel like Karen Huger. Unless Karen, I feel like the girls from Potomac is about to give us a season this season. But Karen, the girls don't need you. The worst thing you could do for a reality show is let the girls know that they don't need you. And these girls are showing us that they don't need you. Okay? Ace about to talk to himself out of a check, and with the aunties, they stand to make 10 times the prize amount if they capitalize on it. I think that Shelly was due to make that. I just think that Ace is 90. I don't see it. Brittany, what's good? Ace hasn't smiled since he came out that villa. Netflix said, I don't know about that. Right. As Lover, what's good? She said, I was just watching the show and I noticed his ways, episode 1 with Jeremiah, and I don't like this because I like what I knew of him. The little I used to see of him on IG dancing. I ain't never seen the nigga on IG. I ain't never seen. This is my first time. I'm being real with you. This is my first time ever seeing Ace on this show. As a person that live in LA and be on social media, I don't be on social media like that. But you know, I feel like sometimes when y'all show me people, I've seen them before. I have never seen Ace until I until I got on Love Island. And I'm being honest. Karen is gonna echo, what's good, Couture Bay? Y'all, Couture Bay got a channel, dog. Follow Couture Bay. What's good? Yes, I'm so ready for Potomac. I'm seated every time you come with the commentary. This season was trash. It really, you think so? Are you sure she ain't got no contract with Netflix? No. What would she be doing on Netflix? From what I understand, the guy that she is coupled up with, the guy that we saw her, was they at the SPL Boys, I believe? The guy that Huda is with at the SPL. Oh my God, did you hear? Oh my God, we're gonna get into it. Okay, hold on. But the guy that she was with is not even on Netflix anymore. So my thing is, I don't understand why Huda is even with this man. I don't even know why Huda is with this man. So I'm just being real. Huda was this season of Love Island. She was, because she was able to operate. We're gonna talk about it, but I feel like that man is over there trying to capitalize off of her and her following. Huda, this is the time for you to be to yourself. But what we've seen on this show so far for you, baby, it's giving. It's giving, okay? Now, but I feel like the Huda was the show, okay? So before we get into him, I ended up seeing this with Amaya Papaya. Ciao. I told y'all. Y'all gonna start believing me. Y'all be telling me I'm wrong. Y'all be trying to tell me I'm wrong. I be trying to school y'all. Okay, so Amaya wrote this. See, I don't really know what's going on. We know that they said that her and what's his name? Brian was not together. Remember, they ended up unfollowing each other on the day that the reunion was supposed to air. So we didn't really see, I just thought that was something they probably did to promote the reunion, right? It wasn't no coincidence to me that her and Brian start unfollowing each other, and what is their name? Iris and Pepe stopped unfollowing each other, right? But Amaya wrote, "My papayas, Brian and I are no longer together. After leaving the villa, it became very clear that we were on two different journeys. Our visions didn't align, and relationships are supposed to be a team sport. You don't have to drink the whole sea to know that it's salty. All love here. I do not condone any hate spread of negativity and bullying. I truly wish him the best. Amaya Papaya." I knew that it wasn't genuine. And I told y'all that. After they found out that she was basically America's sweetheart, right? And at this point, from what Ace said in his interview, I don't know if that's true. Listen, and I told y'all this before, and I'm not just saying this now. I told y'all before, when they had read us who had the highest heart rates when people was going, when they had the stuff going on, I felt like the producers, I feel like Love Island got enough money and NBC Universal got enough money to where when we saw their challenges, we should have saw monitors that was showing us the heart rates and people stuff going up and down. I don't trust nothing what nobody say on a reality show really unless we see it. Because I don't believe that Clark, that when Ace clicks on Clark, that was the highest heart rate, and all of a sudden Huda got, you get what I'm saying? Huda got Aces. It seemed very produced from what we saw. But I don't know if we feel like, I don't really know now if Amaya was America's sweetheart. I felt bad for her a little bit when she was crying and stuff in the house. But to say that she was my favorite girl on the show was Shelly. And I just, to me, I just don't see how she became America's sweetheart. But I do think that all of the dudes in the house wanted to come after her. And I just think that people, when they saw that she was America's sweetheart, that everybody was trying to have chats with her all of a sudden. And I never thought that her and Brian's relationship was genuine. I knew it, right? Just because he stood up for her does not mean that he had feelings for her. And I think it's unfortunate because I think sometimes we only see straight men speaking up for women when they're attracted to them or when they have ulterior motives towards them, right? For the most part, for a lot of times we don't really see men speaking up for women sometimes unless they're attractive, unless they got ulterior motives for them, right? And I think that Amaya had a bad time in the house, and I think that she was too eager to find a partner in the house, and she was literally trying to make a spark with anybody and trying to force connections on people. And when he pulled her in for a chat, it was almost like she had a rescue romance, right? It was like she was trying to thank him for standing up for her. And next thing we know, she was straddling the man down, right? And I think that Brian was like, I mean, yeah, she's an attractive girl because she is an attractive girl. Don't get me wrong, she's a beautiful woman, but she needs to get her self-esteem checked. She needs to get her self-esteem checked. What Aretha Franklin say, baby girl, you still a flower. You still a flower, baby. You running around here crying for every man, girl. You was on there looking desperate. You was on there looking desperate. You didn't look like no queen. You didn't look like no queen because, baby, when I was a fan of Shelly, I was already a fan of Shelly because I thought that Shelly was bad. But when Shelly told Ace to his face, when she told Ace, I think that you think I'm trying to worry about what's good for Ace. And I want you to know that I'm doing what's good for Shelly. And if her and Ace connect, then they connect. But if they don't, nigga, you can go. I put my little spin on it, but that's what I heard. Put a 2 in the chat if that's what y'all heard. That's what I heard. I'm not about to be walking around here worried about what's good for Ace. I'm doing what's good for Shelly. And if that vibes with Ace, then good. But if not, you can go. You can go. Okay? So now we over here with Ace. He doing an interview with Speedy. Okay? Ace over here doing the interview with Speedy. Okay? Ace made it known that this was his first interview. Well, Speedy made it known that this was his first interview that he did by himself. Right? He was supposed to do the interview with Keke Palmer and with Nick and Taylor. Right? And I believe that Ace didn't do the interview and he pulled out at the last minute because Keke didn't know that he wasn't supposed to be there until that day. Keke was still thinking that he was going to be at the interview that day. And I think that Ace thought that he was the Beyonce. And you're not about to have me in no package deal. That's what I think that he thought. That's what I think that he thought. I know he thought it. Y'all gonna catch up later. Y'all gonna catch up later on. The fact that Keke still thought that he was supposed to be there that day let me know that he pulled out at the last minute. Everybody, they thought that they was going to be on there like the Three Stooges. And he said, nah, we ain't no Three Stooges or no Three Musketeers. I'm the Beyonce. I'm the Beyonce, and y'all could pop out on the Renaissance tour, but I want you here, right? Y'all, I'll let y'all come in when I go and do Coachella and stuff like that, right? But you're not about to, Destiny Child is over with. That was in the house. It's time for me to go solo. I got Jay. I don't need y'all no more. That's what I got. That's what I got from Ace, okay? And I think that Ace moves in a way that is very performative to me, right? He do certain things, and I think that he do certain things, and he see people doing stuff, and he don't do it, so he can tell you about it later, rather than just letting us see that he didn't do that and speak about it and make the distinction. He always want to tell us what he done did, right? So he'll be like, yeah, everybody was looking for their cloud and everybody was doing interviews here, but I just want to stay at home with my family and chill with the family and do no interviews. And I just wanted you to be my first interview and my first and only interview because I don't have to really talk. Okay. I'm trying to let you make it. Okay. Then we found out that his real name isn't Ace. Right? We found out that his real name isn't Ace. He didn't tell us what his real name was. And they go, I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to go looking for it tonight. I feel like he wanted us to know his real name. He would have told us that, but he was trying to let us know, I don't know y'all like that. Right? Stunt queen antics. She said a bunch of queens. Hey, Lisa, Taylor can go. Taylor, you can go have more babies. Nick, you can do your model thing, whatever it is you do. Right. Really, Ace? He's going to drive Shelly and Elantra. Yes, he do. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. We're going to get there, though. I don't like that. Because if I'm Alondria, depending on, because at the end of the interview, Speedy had said that he had ended up seeing something. And I just hope that Shelly isn't, I hope Shelly ain't over there pillow talking. Oh my God. We gonna get there, y'all. I don't like this. I didn't like this. Okay. But he said that he came in the villa to find love. Okay, this is what Ace is saying. He said that when he heard other people there talking about the followers and things that they were due to gain after being on the show, to him it didn't seem genuine to him. Okay, and so remember in the Pucker a Pie challenge, Speedy brought up that Ciara was asked, "Who do you think is here for clout?" And she said Ace, and Ace said, "I already have all the clout." Okay, hold on. Ace said, "I already have all the clout."
Nigga, please.
Okay, I feel like that if Ace didn't want the clout, he wouldn't have been on this show. He wouldn't have been on it. He at LA. He in LA. And in LA, it seems, unless you're born in LA, most people that move to LA, you either 8.5 or above. Right? He could literally go to any restaurant or any club in LA and find some girls that was better than half of them girls that came to their house. At least better than all of the bombshells that came into the house. Right? So Ace could have literally, you came on the show for clout, because I'm not saying that you needed it, but you wanted some more. I have never heard of Ace before. But the way Ace be talking, you would think he was goddamn fucking Alvin Ailey. Okay? I ain't never seen Ace dancing on IG, on Twitter, nowhere there, nowhere. Nowhere. Okay? There are superstars that work with other superstars to get more exposure. Right? Let me go and tap into your fan base, right? Cardi B will go work with what's his name? Bruno Mars, right? Let me go tap into your fan base so I can get some followers off of you. So let me expose you to my audience. So you get what I'm saying? People work with each other. To think that you just be bigger than the program like that, you wanted the clout, you needed some of the clout. Now I don't know what he is in the dance community, but it ain't like he out here with Chris Brown. You get what I'm saying? I just think that Ace is not as big as he makes himself seem. Okay, now he said that he was on Jennifer Hudson's show or in Good Morning America and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to down the man, but I'm just telling Ace, I ain't never heard of him. You probably had 1 million people on Instagram, but I ain't never heard of you. I ain't never heard of you. Okay? He said that he didn't want to go to the reunion. He said because it was hard for him. He said that he faced anxiety, that his voice was cracking, because he was experiencing depression. He said he's usually a positive person and he was portrayed on something that he's not. And Speedy asked him, did he think that he was portrayed as an evil person? And he was like, yeah, I don't think that he was portrayed. I hate to hear that he was battling depression from being on the show and stuff like that, but I don't think that he was portrayed as an evil person. But I think that the person that we saw in the villa is this nigga that we see sitting on this couch. Let's be clear. The nigga that I saw, I don't know about everybody else, but the nigga that I saw in the villa is this nigga that's sitting right here on this couch. The editing can only go, the editors can only do so much. Everybody always be like, it was a bad edit, it was a bad edit. Alondra got a bad edit, but a little bit. But you is, baby, you, the nigga that we saw on the show is a nigga I see on the couch. I don't know about y'all, but this is the same person. I'm still side-eyeing. Okay, I think that Ace has a problem not being the star of the show. I think that Ace thought that when he came out of the house, he was gonna be the star of the show, and he can't take that he ain't the star of the show, and that's why you depressed. That's why you depressed. I do. Okay. Now I will say this though. I didn't see in my algorithm, I didn't see any hate towards Shelly, Alandria, or Ace. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but in my algorithm, if I saw Ace or Shelly in my algorithm, it was them as a couple. But I didn't see in my algorithm, I didn't see any hate towards them. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm glad I didn't see it, because if I would have saw some hate, I probably would have been not getting no sleep, arguing with people online all night, and I don't be having time for that. But if I have to, I have to disengage sometimes. Okay, and so Speedy ended up asking him, "Did Taylor lead Olandria on?" And he was like, "Yeah, that Taylor faced a lot of influences in that situation." And when he said influences, I'm each one teach one a little bit. I can be a little bit each one teach one sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what is influences? So I had to call Q. I'm like, Q, did you see that they said that he faced some influences? He was like, yeah, they said production. I was like, I didn't hear them say production. I heard influences. So I was like, let me call you back and let me listen to the whole interview. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he gonna say production. But he didn't say production. He called it influences. Okay? And he said that he understand where Taylor was coming from. And so Speedy said, well, it sounds like you were good friends with Alondria and you was good friends with Taylor. And Alondria was instant into Taylor. And something or someone was influencing Taylor to be with Alondria. And then he laughed. See, that's fucked up. I don't like that. Did you hear what I said? Listen, this is what Speedy said. You got to watch the way that people word stuff. Speedy said it sounds like you're saying that Alondria was interested in Taylor, right? Alondria wanted Taylor. And something or someone was influencing Taylor to want to be with Alondria. That ain't funny to me. I don't like that. Okay? He said that Alondria didn't know and he couldn't tell her. But I thought that you just told what's this boy named Jeremiah at the reunion that he was a grown ass man and can't nobody be an influence as a grown ass man. So why couldn't you know what I'm saying? And you seem to be over there influenced. They influenced you to not tell your homegirl what was going on. Right? The truth is you didn't care how she was being portrayed on the show. You didn't care how she was being portrayed on the show. The truth of the matter is, you didn't care the way that she was being portrayed on the show. You didn't care how she was portrayed on the show because as long as she was below Shelly. And y'all being coupled above them, you didn't care how she was being portrayed on the show. But I would not have let my friend go on this TV show to look desperate. And Alondria keeps saying, she was in this what is it, New York Times podcast. She keeps saying that, Taylor was into her, we just didn't see it. She said that over there, girl. She said that Taylor was showing effort, right? And people keep on saying, well, Alondria was a slow burn. She was a slow burn. Got it. I get it. Got it. Right? But what does that mean when it comes to him not showing interest? That man wasn't showing interest to her. I don't care what y'all say. He was not showing interest to her. And what I'm saying is that Alondria, with her women's intuition, should be able to tell if a man was into her or not. Okay? She said that she hasn't seen the show because she heard that she looked desperate, right? And she said that when her mama came up there, her mama told her basically, they didn't show it. She said her mama told her, girl, what's going on with you? Girl, what's going on with you? This nigga got you out here looking desperate. You need to lock in. She said her mama give it up to her real blunt. You know what I'm saying? Girl, what's wrong with you? Okay? On the opposite end, I don't think that Alondria was into Taylor neither. I could look and I can tell. I think that Alondria ended up on that block with Taylor that first day because he was the only black boy that was there. And I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that. I believe that when she got on that block on that first episode and said that Taylor was her type, I believe that she only did that because he was another black person in the house. Yes, I do believe that. Okay? They talked about Hula. We're going to get back to them in a minute. They talked about Huda being on the chopping block. He said that he stood behind Huda. He said that when Huda came, like to try to shake his hand, he said he didn't shake her hand. He said that he wanted her to know that it was influences. Influences mean what? Production, right? Production told him to get behind her. He said if he would have had his way, he would have voted for Jalen to stay. Okay? So this means that the show isn't real, that we are being bamboozled. He said majority of the time, the influences, aka the producers, were in play when someone was sent home or was voted off the island. And I figured that, right? I knew that they wasn't gonna let Huda leave the house because people love to see her crash out. And in the words of the great Stephanie Mills, she said, America loves a crash out. They just don't love it when we do it. Hey, can I get an amen? Right? Huda was the ratchet chick on the show who would never get called ratchet because she ain't black. Right? If a woman had came on that, if a baby mama had came on that show, okay? If a baby mama had came on that show and didn't tell a nigga that she had a baby until 2 weeks into relationship, they would have talked about it like a dog. If a black woman would have came on that show, if a baby mama would have came on that show with a baby and fucked 2 niggas in the house, baby, they would have talked about it like a dog. She would have been all kind of ratchet, ghetto welfare hoe in the book. Okay? If baby Huda, if a black woman would have came on that show with a baby and licked 2 niggas' dicks and challenges, they would have talked about it like a dog. If she would have been on that show, if a black woman would have came on that show with a baby and would have been cussing niggas out and crashing out like who, it would be outrage. She would have been all kind of welfare queens. Baby, they would have dragged her like a dog, but they have never said that about Huda because she's not a black woman. Let's be clear. If it was a black woman walking around there like Huda was walking around there, they would have voted her off the. She would have been off the island, baby. They would have took us, baby. She would have been out of Fiji. And we just got to be real about that. Okay? They talked about Jeremiah. If a woman auditioned with a baby, if a black woman auditioned with a baby, she wasn't making it on the show. Let's talk. Let's be real now. Now, Huda was the show, but that was because the chorus was played like that. If a black woman would have did, girl, if a black woman would, okay? They talked about Jeremiah getting dumped. He said it was a lot of influences into play. It was production. Okay, now I do believe him when he say that because there is no coincidence that America decided to send him and Hannah home and we get to the reunion and those are the same votes that the Islanders had as well. So I do believe him with that. He said he wanted Jeremiah to know that it wasn't nothing personal. He said they super cool now. He wasn't hating on him, but he felt like a hater sent him home and that really wasn't what he was trying to do. Okay, he said, now I don't know if y'all caught this. He said that Taylor wanted to send Jeremiah home so he can get to know Andrina. And this is what that Taylor, and see, this is what I'm saying. Black women, sometimes I want y'all to take off your fucking capes for these niggas. Okay? Taylor wanted to send Jeremiah home so he can get to know Andrina. Okay? And I also saw a clip on TikTok of, I remember seeing it, but it didn't really occur. It didn't really pop into my head until I was like, oh my God. It was a clip on TikTok of Ace asking Taylor, did he have a chat with Huda? Did he pull Huda for a chat? And he said no. And to me, Taylor looked really depressed in the house. And it's no shade to Alandria, but he probably felt that he was forced to talk to Alandria. But he was upset really because Huda scene closed off with Jeremiah so quick, right? And he probably wanted to explore more. But none of the women was really into him like that. They was friend zoning him, right? The girls wasn't really attracted to him like that. Belle say that's my brother. They was friend zoning Taylor, right? All the women was friend zoning Taylor. But nigga, you fix your mouth to say on camera that you're not physically attracted to Alandria when everybody in the house is friend zoning you. Everybody in the house, Alandria the only one who will tolerate your smug ass. And you got your nerves to fix your mouth on camera. The other girls you couldn't even pull the other girls for a chat, nigga. You couldn't even pull the other girls for a chat. They wouldn't even let you pull them for a chat. They wouldn't even let you pull them for a chat. But you can fix your mouth to say on camera that you're not physically attracted to Alandria, and you ain't gotta be. You don't have to be physically attracted to her. But you obviously not the most attractive person in the house either. So to say that on camera is like, it's wild. Thank you for the super chat, Q. He said Ace is doing this because he wasn't the star. Right. All this exposing is annoying and it doesn't make the show fun anymore. Ace is a loser. Yes. Yes. I don't like that. I don't like that for you. I don't like that for you, Taylor. So you was the one that was hating on Jeremiah. And I feel like, and see, Taylor punk puss. Because I feel like that Ace was trying to put that out there, that it was really Taylor that really wanted him up out of there and the influences, but Taylor really wanted him out there because he couldn't really talk to nobody. And we know good, and we could, let's be real though, Taylor is no competition for Jeremiah at all. Okay? Taylor, not even with a glass eye, will he be competition for Jeremiah. No God. Okay? And shit, he probably only got Clark because Jeremiah was already gone. Okay? Then they talked about Alondria and Nick getting dumped. He said that Nick found Alondria attractive day one, but he said that they would, it was nothing more than friendships. He said when they got kicked out the villa and they came back, it was weird and wild to him because now he has to cater to Nick and Alondria. Okay? He said, but his last convo with Nick, and he said before he left, this was before he left, so I don't even know why you even talking about this right now, Ace. He said that before he left, Nick told him that he found her attractive, but there was no romantic spark. And so he didn't see a relationship and he said that from the show, them being in the house, how everybody is saying, oh, we seen this from the beginning. Bullshit. He said he didn't see it in a relationship from them growing in the house. So when he came out the villas, he was shocked to see this whole Nicolandria thing going on. But he said that he was happy for Alondria because she was dealt bad cards throughout the experience. And he's glad that she's getting a sense of happiness. If you're glad of that, Ace, why would you do this? If you're glad that because to me, from what you're saying, she was dealt bad cards. As a woman, as a dark-skinned woman, for her to get the edit that she got, and we can only blame half of it. I can only blame half of it because I feel like Alondria is old enough to know if a nigga not into her, and she cannot convince me that Taylor was into her. I get that she a slow burn. But you're gonna have to tell me, girl, you can't make me believe that you thought that Taylor was into you. He seemed depressed. He was never smiling unless Ace and Nick was around. He just seemed sad. He couldn't wait to the what? Not bombshells. What was they called? Because so more girls came in. If you thought that she was dealt the bad cards, then why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why would you go and say that? Why? Because you thought that you and Shelly was going to be bigger than Nick and Alondria. You never seen that. You never would have thought of that. You shocked. You were shocked. Okay? And I told y'all I watched Love Island within 2 weeks. And I had already knew that Alondria and Nick was together before I even finished the first episode. Because the season was already over with by the time I started watching. And so I had already knew that they was together. They were big. Okay? Kevin say Ace gives ZL's vibes. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be funny. That's what the LA dudes give. The dudes that's born and raised in LA, they give real proper. No shade. I'm just saying that's what they do. Okay? Then they go to the heart rate challenge. He said that, when he came to the challenge, he said, we was going to do the sexy stuff to win the challenge. You know what I'm saying? He said, but nobody could expect it. Nobody would have expected Huda to lick me from the gooch to the tip. Okay? So Huda had her tongue up under his ass. If she was licking under the balls. That's where the gooch at. She was licking under the balls. When you have on some pants and in the middle of the scene at the bottom, like right in the middle, she licks from there all the way up. Baby mama. Black baby, they would have sent the black girl home. Or it would have been some stuff. We seen how she got that baby. I ain't see none of that. Okay? He said everybody is saying that Shelly didn't hold him accountable. He said she did hold me accountable. He said I wasn't smiling for like 4 days after it happened because he said him and Shelly was going through it. Okay. He said he don't know if the dudes are said, but he told the dudes at the fire pit afterwards that he felt uncomfortable. Okay. And I'm shocked that Huda was able to do that again. Because when Huda did it to Jeremiah with the lace challenge, Jeremiah was uncomfortable and was like, man, stop. She was doing too much. And so I'm surprised that they let her go out there and do it again. Okay. And the thing is, we have to stop being so lazy. You could be uncomfortable and still participate, right? But in my opinion, I don't know if I necessarily believe that. What? What y'all saying? What about? Ace was into all that with Huda. What? Wait, what? He sure was uncomfortable grabbing her. Right, that's what I'm about. Listen, okay? I blame production. That for her still being there, I believe that. I don't know. I don't know. And see, this is the thing. And see, we got to talk about it because see, listen. In my opinion, I don't know if I necessarily believe that or necessarily buy that. I think that he was uncomfortable because Ace is very calculated, right? I think that Ace was uncomfortable after he seen Shelly's disdain. And then he went over there to the fire pit and told the dudes, yeah, I was uncomfortable. Yeah, I was uncomfortable. But you was participating, and you can participate and still be uncomfortable. But I don't know if I'm buying it. I don't know if I'm buying it. Okay? Now, him being uncomfortable probably was already discussed, which is why Huda was at the reunion. At the reunion, Huda was talking about consent. Remember when Huda was at the reunion and she said, we were all, I think took a little bit too far for some people. And, we were all consenting adults, right? So she had already knew this is not, him saying this now is not his first time saying that. And this is probably some of the issue that he got with Nick too, because he's saying that I had already told the dudes that I was uncomfortable. And so for her to go and say to the union to bring up consent, because the thing is, what are we talking about consent for? What are we talking about consent for? Yeah, we hear the kiss and stuff and challenges, girl, but you to be licking me from my goose to the tip, girl, is wild. And I told y'all before, I'm not approved. But I do think it's a lot going on with Love Island USA with them kissing and stuff. Even when they did the kissing challenge in the first episode and they had on blindfolds, right? For me personally, if I'm Shelly, because I remember this, I remember saying this with Shelly specifically. If I got my blindfold on and somebody come and kiss me, I'm expecting one of the 5 dudes in here, and we can say Ace too or Nick too, right? If I'm Nick and I got on this blindfold, I'm cool with kissing these 5 people in here. But if I have my blindfold on and y'all bring Charlie in here to come and kiss me, it's a motherfucking problem. It's a problem. I'm not into him. You get what I'm saying? I would have a problem with that. And I know Shelly had a problem with that because when he pulled Shelly for a chat, I believe it was episode 2 or episode 3, he asked her for a kiss. And when she kissed him, it was a peck on the lips. And that was to be nice. I feel like that she kissed him, that LePeck was to be nice, but it wasn't the tongue kiss that he got in that challenge, right? So I believe that they go a little bit too far. Even Alondria with Chicklets, Zach, yo, clap it up, woo. Him, even when he had asked her for a kiss, remember he pulled her for a chat toward the end when the concert or more people came in. He had pulled her in for a chat and he asked her for a kiss, and she was like, "Oh no, I'm a slow burner." But he ended up pulling her picking her in a challenge. And she said, well, he know I'm a slow burner. That's the only way he can get a kiss from me is in a challenge. Girl, no. I ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? That's too much. It's too much kissing and stuff going on. And I just think that when we talk about consent and stuff, consent can be broken at any time though. You get what I'm saying? I just think it's too much. It's too much. And I'm not approved. I let the young kids, I'm 37. Let the young kids live. But I do think it's a little bit too much, though, y'all. I think it could be a little bit too much. He said that your heart rate can be raised from being in shock, or being surprised, from dealing with this girl next to you, emotions. I don't know what your heart rate. And they claim, but I watched again before I got up on here. I watched again before I got on here. Um, Huda was really Huda, baby. Huda was riding that man. I don't think that they showed. I don't think that we even seen that Huda was on top of that man. Hu- Huda was in there on top of that man. She was out there on top of that man, and it wasn't like she was like dry humping that man. Huda was dry humping that man. Okay, he said everybody saying that he was into Huda. He said he at the beginning he said that he was into Huda, wanted to explore her or whatever. But he said at day 4, day 5, he told us, look, this ain't that. I've been told her that it was never gonna be that. And I do get that, right? There have been people that I found attractive and I've seen them in relationships or heard stories about them being in relationships. And I be having a alarm in my head be going off like alert, 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 abort, abort, abort. Absolutely not. Because that shit that you did over there, you can't do none of that over here. Right? And I think that the way that Hulu was behaving in their house with Jeremiah was disgraceful. It was a ghetto, hood rat ass bitch, is what I got. And he was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I believe that. I believe once they saw the way that Huda was behaving in their house, right? I believe a lot of people was like, oh no. That's why I don't feel bad for Chris. Chris, you knew what you was getting into. You knew what you was getting into with her in their house. And you gonna bring your sucker ass in the house. You know, you got a baby. I don't mind you have a baby. That's not a problem. She ain't even told you she had a baby yet. She ain't even told you she had it. She didn't even tell you, you just went and told her, I just want you to know I don't have a problem that you have a baby. Want to be picked. Want to be picked. Okay? Then we get with Huda. So this is the shit right here. This is the stuff that I'm getting with Nick. He said, when they talked about Huda, he said everybody in the house went through the same experience. And when we was in the house, people was adamant about speaking up to Huda and telling them saying their opinions on her. Right? He said to come out the villa and everybody needs a little bit of clout and new friendships forms, new things don't get spoke on because they don't want to be attacked by a certain fan base. He said if you spoke on something in the villa, stand on that in the villa and outside the villa. And you talking about Nick. And I feel like that you should have said Nick's name if you was gonna you was talking about Nick. Okay? Because Nick was doing interviews saying he understood where Huda came from when it came to the heart rate challenge, right? And it's no coincidence that Nick ended up unfollowing Huda right after the reunion aired, right? And then he ended up, and it's no coincidence he ended up unfollowing her the day before this interview aired too, right? And so he was saying you don't got to be friends with someone to get alliances and get allegiances going on with certain islanders. Put in work and build up your own following. And so I feel like that him by saying that too, he's also saying that he's trying to make allegiances and alliances also with Alondria. That's why he don't believe it. He's also upset that he said that he had conversations with Nick behind closed doors, and he was saying that certain people should have been in the Final Four, but in front of America or in front of the cameras, he said that America picked the right Final Four. I don't think that none of the people that was in the Final Four to me was Final Four worthy. Like honestly and truthfully, I don't. But I don't. None of them. I didn't believe in none of the couples. Maybe Iris and Pepe a little bit, but I don't. The fact that Huda was in the Final Four with Chris is crazy to me. She wouldn't even kiss that man. Girl, you mean to tell me that Chris asked you for a kiss and you said no? And you around here licking Ace from his gooch to the tip? But Chris is asking you for a kiss and you looking around and saying no? And Chris didn't break that shit off? But I could be overseas playing basketball? I don't gotta be here? I can't tell. Cause y'all kill me when y'all say that. Ace say, well, I was really done with the show the second week. You didn't go home? You didn't go home? Well, Iris and Pepe, they both move fast. They're whores. The gooch is right under the balls. It's between the balls and the hole. It's between the balls and the hole. Okay? Now this was some dirty work that Ace did right here. This is I didn't like. This is why you deleted the other video. What video you talking about, Print? I didn't delete no videos. Who the rat? Okay, Gooch. Did I say Gooch? I meant Gooch. I'm sorry. Now this was the nasty work that he did. The man said, "You read that in all your books?" Yes, I read the books. I'm a good reader, baby. Oh yes. Okay. So Speedy asked him, was there a cold sore breakout in the villa? Ace said he's seen a couple of them, but he didn't have one though. But I don't like that because you said you seen a couple of them. Where did you see the couple of them at? I seen that they said, whew, hold on. I thought I had to sneeze, but it ain't coming. Nick had a busted that they discussed it on the After Sun. Shelly and Alondria both said at the Kiki that they was tested over and over and over and over, that nobody in the house had nothing. Probably which is why they was really consenting to all the kissing. But Nick had a busted lip. They confirmed that his lip was busted while they was playing football in the house by Charlie. Charlie ain't from here, so he probably don't really know how to play. I don't know if they play football in the UK like that. And I guess he was going for the ball or something. He ended up busting the man's lip. But for Ace to insinuate that people in the house, because the thing is, you kissed everybody. Ace kissed everybody that came. You even kissed on Clark. We didn't see you stopping from kissing nobody. You seen into kissing everybody that was in the house. So what was so special about you? If there's an outbreak going on, you get what I'm saying? If there's an outbreak going on, it sure didn't stop you from kissing nobody. That's crazy to me. Okay? So Speedy asked him, was Shelly and Alondria bullies in the house? Okay? I just really think that that's anti-Black to come up with that. I really do think that that is anti-Black to call them girls bullies. I feel like that those girls were the it girls of the house. They wasn't fighting each other. They was fellowshipping with each other. And I think that it made people uncomfortable. And I think that people are upset that they couldn't break them up. And I think that certain people felt not included within their bond. Okay? So Huda be going around saying that she was bullied by them girls. I think that Huda mad that she ain't Black. I think that Huda sees herself as competition with those Black girls, specifically Shelly. Okay? And exhibit number 1, I don't know if y'all forgot. You remember after the whole heart rate challenge thing? What did she tell Chris? She told Chris, would it be better if I was ugly? Y'all don't remember that? No, baby, you was in here licking gooches and dicks and dry humping. Would it be better if I was ugly? As if she, you get what I'm saying? That's that slick shit. That's that slick shit. Would it be better if I was ugly? Girl, are you serious? It wasn't because of all that. It wasn't because of all that. Okay? He said that Shelly and Alondria act like the queens that they were. I think that Shelly acted like a queen. I think that Shelly acted like a queen. I can't say that for Alondria. Alondria Crown was a little tilted to me. She was chasing a man that didn't want her. She knew that the man didn't want her. She was trying to convince us and work overtime that the man wanted her. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He said that they often found themselves counselors and therapists to other people and couples in the house. And I believe that because remember when Charlie was over there going through it, when Hannah had spit in her hand? Remember when Charlie was around there going through it with Hannah? And I remember Shelly telling Charlie, you don't need to be worried about that woman. It was almost like she was preaching to him. You don't need to be worried about that woman until she tells you you got something to be worried about. Remember that? That was funny to me. I don't like that they had to do that. Right? I don't like that they had to do that. I don't like that. I would never forget when Huda started crying. I wish Alondria would have just let her cry. I wish Alondria would have just let her cry. Girl, all I said was we ain't doing that if you around here crying and falling out. You know what I'm saying? Girl, girl, look. They gonna call me mean anyway, girl. Look, girl, that's on you. He said that they was constantly put in situations where they had to not lash out in fear of looking crazy. Okay? And what I think of is when Amaya came for Shelly. Remember when Amaya came from Shelly? I think that Shelly could have really went far, but it was at one point in that conversation, Shelly let her know. Shelly said, "Girl, wait a minute now, because you keep on talking, and when it's my time to talk." Remember, Shelly told her, "Girl, you keep on talking. It's my time to talk. You still trying to overtalk me now. Hold on now." Remember that? Put a 4 in the chat if you remember that. I said, "Oh wow, yes," because I felt like Amaya was trying to give it to you, and she told her, "Wait a minute, girl, because I keep on letting you talk, and you keep on cutting me off. Now I'm gonna talk now." Okay. He said the narrative around him, Shelly, is Nick not Taylor not black? He said the narrative around Shelly Ace and the Laundry is that they got a bad edit because they was black. He said that, he said he knows as a black man that he constantly has a target on his back, but he don't want to play the race card and said that they painted him that way. Or said that the edits was like that because they was black. I didn't really see the edits that painted them in a negative. I think it's all to your perception, right? It was almost like the thing with Ari Lennox. To me, and in my household, yeah, Martin made jokes on Pam, but it was never like she was the ass end of a joke all the time, or she was ugly, or she was being joked on because she was the dark-skinned girl, right? So for me, when I'm watching the show, I'm not seeing an angry edit from them, right? I'm not really seeing that. So I think that just all goes to your perception. But I do understand when he says, because I've said that before too. That's how I feel, right? That's why in certain situations I don't really feel bad for black people sometimes, because it's not like you woke up black this morning. You've been living your whole life, Shannon Sharp, as a black man from the deep south, and you don't went out here and got a 19-year-old. You get what I'm saying? And now you want us to feel bad for you? Your black ass knew better. Get that money, Gabriella. Get his ass, girl. Okay? Then they asked, did he feel that Huda could have stopped racism that Alondra received? I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. She would not be able to stop. That's where y'all lose me. She would not be able to stop the racism that Alondra received, right? Could she have made a post saying that she don't stand for it? Yeah, but she will never, she would have never stopped. Donald Trump can't stop racism, right? So I think that I think they was putting too much on Huda for that, in my opinion. She could have made a post, but to say that she could have stopped the racism they received, she would have never been able to do that. She would never been able to do that, but she will never make a post because she is one of the women who date black men and think that black women are jealous of her because she date black men, or she thinks that she's better than black women. I do think that. Finally got it. Thank you. But yeah, she's never gonna make that post. She's never gonna make that post. She could have said something. Yeah, I'm with you. She could have said something, but to say that she would have stopped racism, I think that's we shouldn't even be, that shouldn't even come out their mouth. Production edit is where the black people look bad, not the angry edit, but they didn't show or highlight things that really happened, specifically when the others did worse things they did not show. Okay. They asked him who was his friends in the villa. He said, my friends in the villa, from the villa, are the people that supported me outside the villa. He said that would be Alondria, Taylor, Shelly, Brian, and Jeremiah. He said Jeremiah. Listen, to me, y'all, there are just certain things that I can forgive and certain things that I won't be able to forgive. You voting me out of the, like, for instance, if I'm Latoya and Latavia and y'all don't kick me out of Destiny Child, I wouldn't give a damn how big Beyonce got. I would never talk to Beyonce again. Right? If I got kicked out this house and Ace was talking to me the way he was, I would, if I'm Jeremiah, I'm never forgiving Ace for that. Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say, But I'm not forgiving you for that because I got kicked out the house and that was over and done with. Right? That ain't like you stepped in on my shoe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all voted me out the house. I'm not ever getting out over that. But I mean, he was able to get past it. He said that him and Nick is cool, but he don't consider him a friend, and they not super close like they was in the villa because Nick can't stand behind what he said. And he said that he told him that the answers that he gave regarding him and his character was always PR. And he said that Nick told him, well, I'm pretty much over it. I think that Nick, not really Taylor, but I think that Nick probably has a problem with being seen as he's following Ace or he's seen as one of Ace flunkies, which is why he made that joke at the reunion. Well, I just listen to whatever Ace say, right? He's not going to be out here running around. Well, Ace this and Ace, you know what I'm saying? You can't do an interview with Taylor without him mentioning Ace. That was happening with Beyonce with Destiny Child for a minute. And that's why Kelly had to say, yes, I'm here to interview about me. Y'all asked me about the Renaissance tour, but I'm here to do, respectfully, I'm here for me. Remember that? Yes. Okay. But how come you not supporting Alondria outside the villa? That's the hypocrite in me because even if I feel like I don't believe in Nicolandria either. It could be real, but I don't believe in it. But if Alondria is a part of that, how come you just wouldn't support her if you felt that she was dealt a bad hand? Let that woman go around and make these rounds and go get on every talk show she could and get this money. Let her go and get her money. I'm not mad at you when it comes with you and Nick, but you would spite your sister in the process, right? Oh, I don't think he do either, Couture Bay. I don't think that he like her. I don't think that Nick like her either. But I believe that if Alondria want to play this role and want to go out here and get this money, since she was already made a fool of when they edited on the show, right? Let her go out there and get this money. Thank you for the super chat, Q. He say trying to make it seem like one person can stop racism is crazy. Why NBC or Peacock didn't release a statement? Not even a comment after the reunion. Right. Right. Okay. So then Speedy asked him, is Alondria and Nick a real relationship? He said he just made a face. He just made a face. And that's punk puss to me. Either you say that you either say it or you don't. But this is another thing too, though, because this was the segment of the interview where Speedy told him, you know, you can answer these questions. You can answer these questions, or you don't have to answer the questions. And if you was really trying to protect Alondria, you just wouldn't have answered the question, right? That was even a segment that they did over there with Kiki and Alondria and Shelly. It was a segment where you could answer the questions, and you didn't have to. You was just sitting up here smiling at first. And he said, well, I'm taking that as a no. And he said, you know, well, it's tough for me because Alondria is cool. But the last conversation that Nick and I had, he said that there was no romantic spark. But the last time you had a conversation about him, the last time you said that you talked to him about that was inside the villa. Things could have changed since then. I don't believe, don't get me wrong, I don't believe that Nick Alondria don't have this spark. But I also not about to let Ace run around and say that the last conversation I had with him was in the house. Things could have changed since then. And Ace, you tight about it. But I think that Ace thinks just because he's saying that he knows that Nick finds her attractive, it's less of a blow than from, because that's not what Taylor said. Right? Couture say Nick wants Clark. Oh, baby, the Three Stooges will really be broken up. Okay? But I feel like that if you feel like your friend had a bad edit, let her go out here and be happy and get paid. He said that he thinks that's the only other real couple in the house is Taylor and Clark. Okay? And we know you and Shelly not a real couple because you said that that's not even your girlfriend yet. Even though you got on a reunion, you talking about a PR answer, but you to tell me that you was in love with Shelly at the reunion and you still haven't made her your girlfriend, it's crazy to me. Y'all gonna have to break down this exclusive stuff to me because I don't understand being exclusive What's good, Busy? What's good, Busy? Y'all gonna have to break down exclusive to me because exclusive to me mean that's my nigga, that's my bitch. I love you, nigga. I love my bitch. I love you, nigga. I love my bitch. You know, that's what I think when I think of exclusive. Okay, so um, the man asked him, did he regret doing the show? He said, I don't regret Shelly, but I regret everything else because you're not the star. You're not the star. You want to be the star, and you're not the star, and that's why you mad. That's why you tight. Okay? He said, so this is what I'm saying. I think that Ace feels like that Nick is a clout chaser, and he let his disdain for Nick cloud his judgment. And I feel like that he threw Shelly and Alondria in a line of fire. He did not protect those black women that he knew were already receiving hate and death threats, because this is now for the white people that are upset that Nick is walking around here with this black woman, this dark-skinned black woman. I could see more reasons for them to attack her. Now, I did see on Twitter that people was like, I knew it was fake. I did see that. I don't know if that's hate, but people just don't believe in it. I think he tight that Nick didn't speak up for him, but Nick Ace, it doesn't. I don't know this thing that you ain't nothing that Nick can tell me that can convince me of nothing regarding you. The nigga that I seen in the villa is this same hating ass, wanna be the star of the show ass nigga we see over here sitting on this couch. Okay, but I do think that he also feel like that Nick didn't really hold Huda accountable. Okay, and I think him wanting to ruin Nick and he made Alondria and Alondria was collateral damage and he didn't care. And I also think that that's going to drive a wedge between. I hope it don't, but it's going to drive a wedge between Alondria and Shelly. Why would you do that? This could jeopardize their relationship. This could jeopardize their relationship. I'm not mad at Shelly for what Ace did. I just hope that Shelly ain't over here pillow talking. And it seemed like after the interview, Speedy went on and made a post, and it made it seem like he had information that it wasn't real. And I just hope that it wasn't nothing that Alondria told Shelly, and Shelly went and pillow talked it back to Ace, and now he running it back to Speedy. You get what I'm saying? Because Alondria could be like, girl, I got these NFL niggas hitting me up now, girl. I ain't, let me just ride my little fame. You get what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like that. Nick plays the fence too much. Pick a side. Ooh, Shelly feels the same. Let's be honest. Shelly feels the same about what Couture Bay. Let me know. That Munchkin is hating, jealous, Napoleon complex, Leo psycho. The way that Gabor and I will be looking down at him whining, literally. Yeah, he said he really he said I feel like I'm a good 5'10". And listen, feeling like you're a good 5'10" and actually being 5'10" is totally different. Because you said that you felt like you were 6'5", 6'6". Okay, you got to pay attention to the words. Okay, as Ace, they are the one and the same. You think so? Using the word exclusive to describe your relationship status without literally mean boyfriend and girlfriend, but y'all know literacy is on the decline. Okay, right. Yes, it is. I don't know what they talk. They be trying to be hip. But do you think it's a coincidence, Needy Voice, that Ace and Shelly got an Essence cover today? They got an Essence cover? See, I'll be so out the loop. You could tell from Nick's speech at the finale that it's not real. I know it ain't real, but something could have grown out of it. But I believe that Alondria, I'm pretty sure her DMs and stuff are popping, right? Alondria is probably, what I hope that didn't happen is that, so we got this from him. I believe that Shelly knows more about Alondria. And I just hope that Shelly didn't go and tell Ace something and Ace shared it with Speedy. And this is what he's basing his decision off of. Okay? And I had said this before. I think that Ace is jealous and upset. And I'm not saying this because I don't think that I'm dark skinned. I come from a dark skinned mama. My sisters are dark skinned. My best friend, that's a woman, is dark skinned. I'm not saying this, but I think that as a member of the Black community, Ace knew he could be into Shelly, right? But he knew that getting with Shelly, they stock was going to blow up because she was a dark skinned woman. And I think that Nick tried to follow that same play, and it was bigger than Ace and Shelly because he's white. It was bigger than Ace and Shelly because he was white. Yeah, this light skinned black man, this light skin. He said he got Mexican in his family, so he is he biracial or his mama probably biracial or something like that. Whatever. This light skinned black man over here with this dark skinned shit, we gonna blow them up. Woo 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 woo. Right? But then y'all got outshine with this dark skinned woman over here with this white man. And Alondria said in this podcast up here on New York, baby, 5 minutes, she talking about me being a dark skinned woman with this fair skinned man. Baby, that nigga is white. And I ain't gonna even say nigga. Baby, that man is white. That ain't no fair skinned man. That is a white man, Alondria. And don't you forget it. We know that you know that, baby. Fair skin. Is that what they teaching you over there at Tuskegee? Fair skin. Girl. And it blew up. And it blew up. And I think that Ace is fooling himself thinking that that was supposed to be for him and Shelly. Because let's be real, Nicolandria is dominating. Nicolandria was bigger than Amaya. And I didn't even know who won Love Island, but I knew. I didn't know who won Love Island. My God, on today. Baby, I'm not lying to you. Listen, put a 2 in the chat if y'all saw Alondria over there on the New York Times podcast. She said Alondria said that Nick was a fair skinned man. That's what she said. She said he was fair skinned. I saw some. Thank you, Corin. Thank you. Yeah, he said that was a. He said that was a. She said that me being a dark skinned black woman with this fair skinned man, I had to stop it and make sure I heard it because I listened to it on 1.5. I have to stop it and play it again on 1.0, and then I had to put the closed captions on to make sure she said what I heard she said. Fair skin, bitch. This nigga's white. This nigga's white. No matter how dark skinned you is, mama, you can't make them fair. Okay? No shade. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to say she's dark skinned. Good boy, did you watch the Taylor reaction video to Ace's interview? Not is Taylor is around here reacting to the video? Taylor is such a fan. What do you mean he's reacting to the video? What Tasha K say? Claim your dick. You over here, you ain't nothing but a fan. I want to know. See, baby, I couldn't be in the house. If I was in the house, I would break that friendship up with Taylor and Ace. Because I want to know why Ace went over there and kissed on Clark in the Heartbeat Challenge. Heartbeat. Okay? But I think that Ace is fooling himself to believe that what I was saying was Nicolandria is dominating the show. Nicolandria was big. I knew that Nick and Alondria was together, and I didn't even know that who Amaya was going to be in the final with. Right? I didn't even know who Amaya was going to be in the final with. But I knew of Nicolandria. Okay? So they are dominating the show. But make no mistake that these interviews and stuff that they're getting that because he's white. And him and Shelly would have never been able to get that. I believe too, he brought down Shelly's stock. I do believe that. I don't see nothing that Shelly did wrong this season. I'm shocked that America, again, I think that was production. I think that was production. I don't really see how Shelly was at the end, at the Maybelline challenge and stuff, and the integrity and America's Sweetheart and stuff like that. I don't really see the reason why Shelly is toward the end. She hadn't really done nothing all season to me for me to see her toward the end. She should have been 1 or 2. But to me, I thought that she has really handled herself like a queen in this house. And I think that her being toward the end is Ace bringing her down. Ace, I don't think that he had a bad edit. I just think that he got short man syndrome. He angry. He want to be the Beyonce. I think that he knows when the camera is on. So while we see a jolly Ace sometimes, I think that Ace is really nasty and he knows how to perform in front of the cameras. That's what I think. And this interview proved it. You could be upset at Nick and you could feel a certain type of way, but you didn't have to throw Alondria under the bus. I'm happy that Alondria is getting these interviews and shit. Especially if you are saying that if she was being made to look desperate in this house, let that girl go around and get her things. Let the girl go around and get her things. Okay? But you and Shelly was never going to get that treatment. Shit, Amaya and Brian didn't even get that treatment. And they won the show. Y'all was never going to get that. Y'all was never going to get that. And I also don't like, and I'm sorry, because I'm about to become a Alondria fan since we know she got a bad edit. And if they was over there making her be in a relationship with this nigga. I want you and Taylor to stop calling her a dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. I don't like that. Y'all gonna have to stop. I don't like that. Y'all gonna have to stop referring. Y'all need to be checked for that. Y'all gonna have to stop, whether you attracted to her or not. Y'all need to come. You're gonna have to come up with some better words than that's my dog. Because to me, if you're saying that she getting these racist and hate mail, and y'all keep on running around with dog, that's my dog, that's my we gonna have to do something. Listen, dog, D-O-G, D-O-W-G-G, however we putting it, we're gonna have to come up with some better words. We're gonna have to expand the vocabulary. We're gonna have to find something. That's my sister, that's sis, that's the queen right there. Some other, I don't know. We're gonna have to come up with another word than dog. I don't like the dog shit. We're gonna have to stop that and nip that in the bud. Because I believe that when Taylor said it, it was a dig. I believe that when Taylor said it, it was a dig. But with you saying it now, put a stop to it. Okay? But yeah, I think that you hating. I think that you envious of what, yes, that's masculizing her. Yes, making her seem, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't. Is that a lawsuit though? I know that so don't get me wrong, I know the producers do stuff on reality shows, but when it's involving a game show with money, I think that's a lawsuit. I think that's a lawsuit. And it makes me not even want to watch. This is my first season watch Love Island. It makes me not even want to watch it again if I know that the stuff is being rigged. If I know that the stuff is being rigged, but I knew it was being rigged because I knew they wasn't sending Huda home. Why would they send Huda home? And she was the show. Why would they send her home and keep Jalen there? So Jada can tell everybody, this is my first time out the country. This is my first time out the country. My friend, self-hating white girl loving son does that to black girls. Dog, yeah, we're gonna have to come up with some new words. We're gonna have, lawsuit. See, yeah, I thought that was a lawsuit. That's against the law. Nick is giving Cartwright. Cartwright mean a white man with money. Nick is giving Cartwright to you. Nick is giving Cartwright to you. From what Ace is telling me, Nick is giving Clout Chaser, and he's using Alondria to get some clout. He's not really into her like that, and that's what I'm getting. But as long as Alondria is benefiting from it, I don't have if Alondria. It's different if Alondria don't know what's going on, like she didn't know what was going on with Taylor, right? But I think that he's hating, and I think that Alondria probably knows it. I think that Alondria ain't no fool, because because Nick already moving too fast, because he told Kiki that he was getting ready to move in. yeah, I want her to move in with me, and I want her to do this, and I want her to do that. And I seen the clip on the with Nicolandria on the shade room, and saying he ain't put a ring on it. He didn't put a ring on it. Okay, let me see what y'all saying before we get up out of here. I want to come back and I want to talk about Potomac because I think that Karen. I feel like if Karen don't let us see her with her Cleo braids coming up out of jail, baby, she might not be missed. If I was Alondra, I would feel the way that people are coming out pitying me like I'm not the girl. I don't like the narrative they're spreading that she was always being used. Right, me either. Me either, L'Oreal. And that's why I feel like now I understand why she's saying what she's saying in these interviews because she feels like the production was playing with her. But I think that she kind of played herself a little bit too. Because you gotta know, but I do think that L'Oreal, I think that they was in the house playing Survivor. I don't think that she was into Taylor, and I don't think that Taylor was into her. I think that and we have to ask Alondria. I'm pretty sure the girls know if she was really into Taylor or not, right? But Taylor just so happened to say that in front of the camera, on the camera. He didn't give a damn about protecting her, and she over here protecting him, and that's why I felt her when she said, "What did she say, nigga? When Jalen was here, What did she say? When Jalen was here, I reaffirmed you or something." She said, "I felt it. Get it out, because she did do that." Now Nick don't seem to have it. Team Ola, Nick seems pedant. Nick is broken in between homes. He said he was living out of a bag. That's what he told said up here on this New York Times podcast. He said he was just traveling. To me, it give me moving house to house. Child. Nick is definitely using her, but they're using each other at the end of the day. That's what I think so too. That's what I think so too. Yep, they hiring Love and Hip Hop stars. So y'all think they're gonna get a spinoff? Now the essence now. We going that's going a little bit too far now. Clark it. Nick said that he was homeless in between homes while modeling. He is not rich. Black people got to stop letting others use us. Why aren't Nick and Alondria together? They're both single. Why aren't Nick and Alondria together? They're both single. She said that she a slow burn, child. She say that they say that they're a slow burn and they're not trying to let the world speed up their relationship. If she get that housewife contract, I'm sure he'll put a ring on it. Who? Alondria? I want Ola to get that money, Puerto Rican princess. Get that money. Get that money. Nick is the traveling nurse. He's far from broke, but he said that he's traveled to 40 plus countries. And he got kids everywhere too, don't Toya. He got kids everywhere too. What the prepared to say? You don't know if your baby daddy will be a child molester or an axe murderer. But what you will know is that he needs $20 so he could get him a medium-sized pizza so you can have a child. Now check that. It's giving bomb. Do we know if he's a nurse or not? Did we see the credentials? I want to see the receipts. Because I don't know about nobody having kids and stuff everywhere like that now. They need to get the cameras up for Karen. They bought favor back for 2 weeks. Right, okay. You know they're going to do that, Dina. Ola was trying something new. Karen is very much needed. Coring, goodbye. Reassured, thank you, Richie. Yes, I reassured you. And she said that. I was like, she did do that. Now she said that I built that nigga and stuff like that. I was like, no, girl, you didn't build him now. Remember, how do you feel about being a single mom? Suspect. How do you feel about being a single mom? Who did he tell that? Who said that? We're going to try to do it sometime this weekend because I got some more stuff that I need to say, B. Spencer, too. Karen gets out next week. I don't know if she's filming a good idea for her to comment about the 4th DUI or wow. Nick is a traveling nurse. Google the salary. The Shade Room is tearing Ace up yesterday. They need to. Giselle and Ashley are making Stacey the new Wendy by picking on her. Giselle and Ashley are making Stacey the new Wendy by picking on her. It's Wendy over here playing with her marriage, talking about she don't know if he loves her. Girl, Nick living pillar to poster. It's all to me. Right. Nick is an RN and model and getting money from social media and brand deals. I think he's more than okay financially now, but I don't know I don't know no. In the same way with Phaedra, I don't know no lawyer that got all these jobs. Usually, if you got all these jobs, you lacking it in some place. I saw an interview with Nick and Alondra, and she had She had her heard down most of it. She know he's full of it. Nick has money and connections in the modeling world, which he puts her on, so she's actually helping her. Okay, that's good. Remember when, on this podcast that they did, she said the girl was telling her girl, you said that you wanted a cowboy or whatever, and so you wanted Taylor, and so Nick said she got a cowboy, right? And she was like, yeah, clock that. And she was like, you a cowboy? He was like, yeah, I went to my first rodeo this weekend. And she was like, oh, where was it at? And he was like, wherever Taylor was from. I guess he's from Oklahoma or Ohio, Oklahoma. And he was like, oh, for real? He was like, yeah, I went with Taylor. I was like, child, this is some incest. All of this stuff over here, all of these stuff that's going on in this house and stuff, these can't be no real friends. Enough is enough. Like, my thing is, the boy done embarrassed me. He can't be embarrassing me. Alondra, get your money, girl. I'm not mad at it. Get your money. Get your money. Get your money. This ain't real. Get your money. She's a slow burn minus the burn just slow. Oh, get that money. Get that money. Get that money. Yes, Kenya was advocating for Alondra to be a housewife, and Andy responded. The Real Housewives of Love Island. Who got kids? Nick. He don't even know how many kids he got. He was a sperm donor. Yes, baby. That was a lethal read. And so Kenya had a baby. Out of all the responses and input, this is the funniest live. Oh, thank you. Alondra could get modeling jobs without Nick. You guys give Nick too much credit. But could she get into, I'm just saying though, because she get into to some white spaces though. Well, she could though, because Alondra does have a high fashion model body. She got a shape with hers though. Yes, Wendy is playing around. Why is you back? Nick said it to Ola about being a single mom in the future. Oh no, baby. Wait, we got RHP content already. We got a trailer. Alondra knows it's cloud. She isn't super affectionate with him. Alondra says he needs to fly to see her because she's booked and busy. He's the one trying to fit into her schedule. But that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Okay. But Ali, it's time that they choose someone else to pile on. I was tired of the hate she got. I heard Taylor has been dropping bags on Clark. Taylor got bags like that. Taylor walked in Pharrell fashion show, in one of Pharrell's fashion shows. My bad, boy. I mean, she had her head down most of the interview, like hiding her laugh. Oh, he was at Taylor's house. Yes, he was. I don't know if I could, cut that nigga. I don't like this. Taylor's Live, Shelly's birthday. Taylor's Live, Shelly's birthday, and Ace interview were all sponsored by Crown Royal. Taylor's Live, Shelly's birthday, and Ace's interview was all sponsored by Crown Royal. I think it's all connected. I say Alondra needs to make that money. She can make 7 figures before the next batch Love Island star comes next year. She should. I hope she do. I hope she makes some 7 figures. A housewife. She's like 22. She's 27. Taylor is Ace's friend and will choose Ace over Nick any day. What? Wait, Nick is a sperm donor? Yes. Naomi, I thought you watched the show. Nick is a sperm donor. I didn't hear the no donor story. Nick said, am I getting the name right? I'm talking about Alondra man. Y'all got me feeling like I'm tripping. You got me straight tripping, boo. What movie I get that from? It's a Queen Latifah movie. He said that he was a sperm donor when the girl told him that she had I'm a mommy. He said that he was doing sperm donor. It was a couple that couldn't have a baby. It gave me, he needed a medium-sized pizza. But he said that he started sperm donor. He gave them his sperm and he started sperm donor. Are y'all watching the show? Put a 9 in the chat. Yes, he's a sperm donor. And I don't want, oh my God. I'll say, look at y'all. Bring it down the house. I love it. I love it. Okay. Yes, thank you. Yeah. I'll put the phones down, right? Sperm donor for one couple. No. Not for one couple. He said that he did it for one couple and he kept on doing it. So he said he don't know how many kids he got out there, is what he said. During the convo with Huda when she said, I'm a mommy. He basically said, I'm a daddy. I just don't know how many kids I got. And Alondra, I'm like Mama Joyce. Girl, no ma'am. Because I don't want you to be having to pay child support. I don't want you to choke on a chicken bone and he tell me I need to get up out of here. Okay, I totally missed that. Oh yes, you got Rosanna. You got to put the phone. Thank you, Christy. You got to put the phone down. Nick said he wanted to help people out and have kids. So he is crazy as hell for that. Well, some people. It really depends on if he wants the people to come back and ask him if he, some people want to have connections and stuff with the kids that they father. Yeah, he definitely said that. And they let him come in. Am I reaching y'all? And they let him come in the house. This baby daddy coming in the house with all these kids everywhere. They wouldn't let no black man come in the house with all them kids everywhere. I'm just playing. Not child support. Gabor, damn what? I wonder how far Nicolandria wants to take the curated relationship. Housewives could be a good look in connection to a younger audience. She's too young to be. She will have to be papered up to come in there for a housewife with housewives. And then I just think that the girls are too older now. She's young. This group is booked way more than the previous seasons, though. Like big bag. See, I love that for them. I love that for them that they get money. I love that for them. Is Amaya getting money though? Is Amaya getting money? I only see like the OGs and stuff getting money. To me, I feel like that I really like the OG minus Austin. I don't really have nothing against Austin, but I just didn't really have a connection with him and Jeremiah and Bella. They left too quick. But I only see like I feel like Huda, Ace, Shelly, Alondria, and Taylor. I feel like I grew a special bond with them because I've been knowing them from the beginning, and they were in most of the episodes, right? I just feel like for me, when we bringing in the bombshells and stuff, to me, we could throw them away. I feel a connection towards the OGs. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. The people who have been there from day one. So the rest of them, you can take them or leave them. Housewives would be too much. Andy curved that question. Ola can't do Housewives. Maybe Love is Blind. Last year, contestant getting big bags too till this day though. Amaya is a weirdo. It's given he was broke and needed money. Hence sperm donor. That's what it's giving me, Steffi Lovey. Because your DNA is important. Your DNA is important. When you do an ancestry test and you see all of them trees and stuff show up on your chart, that is important. You don't get that away. You don't get that away. What Keisha Cole say? I love my baby. I love my baby. I love my babies. If you love your baby, take me away. That's why we love Nene. This is the first season where OG didn't win. Wow. And see, Toya, see, I don't believe that. I believe that they gave that to I'm not trying to be funny. I ain't trying to be funny. I believe they gave that to Amaya. I want to see the votes that came through. I want to see the votes that came through. I don't believe that Amaya is you get what I'm saying? But maybe people felt. But I think that sometimes that when people listen, I think that when you are voting for something, people probably felt, well, Ace and Shelly gonna get all the votes, so I ain't gonna vote for them. Let me vote for you. Get what I'm saying? I think that people be doing that sometimes. People of color were the stars this season's minus Nick. Huda was the star this season, though, baby. We just gotta be real, baby. Huda was the driving force. Not Nick needed $10 for a medium-sized pizza. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Ola could have had an online travel show. Would be fun. She fixed elevators. That was a good Keisha Cole album. That probably was her last good album. Cause the one that she did, Woman to Woman album, girl, they did give it to her and said this is their first Latin couple, girl. And I believe, can we have a girl? Who this new man is the only with her for the yes, he was on live complaining about not making front shows right before he got with her. See, and who the weak for a man though? Who to give me weak for a man? I listened to her interview over there with Call Me Daddy. She weak for a man. They did it for optics. Clock it. So Shelly and Ace don't have a nickname. They call them Shalace. That's why they asked her. They call them Shalace. They call them Shalace. And I'm still side-eyeing Ace. I don't know if I believe that him and Shelly could be real. But what stick out to me is when he told Taylor, I feel like I saved Shelly. When I tell y'all, I think the neighbors know my name. Because when he said he feel like he saved Shelly, I said, saved! You feel like you saved her. I scream. Saved? No, nigga, y'all saved. Huda. I ain't gonna never get, you know, I don't know that girl. If I'm Shelly, I'm still looking at him. He'll be like, good morning, and I'll be like, saved? Saved? Really? Saved? Saved? It took me out when they showed the votes when Jeremiah got kicked out the house and he was dead last, and Jeremiah said, damn, that was production. That was the influence, Des Hop. A different me is my ish. Mm-hmm. Huda is the face of the show. The think pieces show why they don't let 30-year-olds on the show. Where are the think pieces? I want to read some of them. I want to read some of them. Ace is too young. Shoelace. Girl, please. No, Shalays. Who this new man has been on 2 dating shows, but you know who they can't live without a child. That's a terrible name. Doesn't fit. Right. Shalays. Shell, Chellase. Ace and Shelly will never be Nicolandria. Y'all, Shelly a dummy too, like too many red flags. As someone who is in the medical field, it's not strange to me that Nick wanted to help out couples have kids because we get into it to help people. You right, Mandy. You right. Shelly didn't save, and she was on the most desired woman in that villa. She was one of the. Well, that's what he said though, that he saved her. He felt like he saved her, so now that she feel like that she want to explore now. But Ace, nigga, and that's my thing about you, that same nigga that I still seeing on this couch, because all of that stuff right there is what told your draws with me. Because you was trying to, I felt like, and maybe if I'm not remembering correctly, she was trying to see what y'all was, and you kept on, I want to explore. So now that you see her over there with, because they went in, because Nick said it wrong. He said it was an NBA player and you was tight. You didn't know it was a D League player overseas, right? You thought it was something from the NBA or something. You was over there, well, I ain't intimidated. You get what I'm saying? And when you found out, she asked you before the Casa Amor girls came in, and when you seen that them girls weren't really sweet on you like that, now all of a sudden you want to commit, right? You had a wake-up call. The same thing with Nick and Sierra. Sierra was asking him to be exclusive. I want to explore. And they sent they sent his white, when I say white ass, I don't mean, well, shit. I don't mean to be offensive because I say black ass, but they sent his white ass home. He came back over there singing a new tune, getting on his knee and proposing. No. I want to see what Elon talking about. I want to explore. But I do feel like that production put Nicolandria together, and I'm not mad at it. But it just proves to me, y'all can't convince me that they didn't know that Sierra was over there talking about Chinky Chinky China Man. Y'all can't convince me that they didn't know that she was already saying that before. You have to go through an extensive background check to get on this show. They knew that girl was over there saying Chinky Chinky China Man. They just wanted to send her home because they wanted Nick and Alondria to be together. Oh yes, don't be no fool. They sent her home on purpose. They knew she had wrote that over there and been saying that they knew that she had been saying that online. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all don't be no fool. Don't be no fool. They knew that girl was over there saying that. They knew that she was over there saying that. They sent her home because they wanted Nick Alondra. They wanted Nick and their boy to work out. And that's why we never at the reunion. That's why at the reunion they never said that what was the name of it? Oh, we never heard anything about Alondria not being a girl's girl either. They sent her home. They knew that girl. They knew that girl, they wanted to send them home. They seen that kiss and they say, look at what we got here. Let's send her home. What happened to Jaleesa? She disappeared from the show. As Lover, she went home because she went on a podcast and she was saying nigga this, nigga that, nigga this. I told that nigga, you know how the girls be when they date a black man. Yeah, I told that nigga he better get my mama best friend is Hispanic, right? And her husband is black. And when her and her husband be getting into it, my mama said that she be on the phone. She be like, yeah, I told that nigga. My mama be like, hey. I be like, girl. She been with that nigga over 30 years now, girl. Come on now. You know that girl don't mean that. She talking about, I'm just saying. Me and my mama just like though. She just be playing though. But she was like, hey. That girl and that man have been together for girl. We was J high when they been together. Mama, like, hey, you know, I'm like, girl, I'm over here. Girl, I'll be like, nigga, no. But yeah, that's why she ended up being kicked out the house. Mm-hmm. Production manipulate the whole season. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't wasted 37 episodes of my life, and y'all now telling me that this is a lie. You stole my life away from me, Peacock. I'm angry. They knew about Yulissa too. Yeah, they knew about Yulissa too. Yeah, they knew about Yulissa too. I think in the public pressure too, same thing with Yulissa. Girl, if I don't listen, it ain't no public pressure. And she took accountability for it. They just wanted her to go. Right, I think they just wanted her to go. Because they want to get Nicolandria. I'm here. I didn't get a notification. It's okay. If her nigga like it, ain't no point in fighting for his honor. Well, she wasn't all that cute to me anyway. Didn't compare to the girls in the house that was already there. But you know, she was challenged vertically. She was vertically challenged. Because you know, they say she was like 4'10" or 4'11". And so I think that she could put on heels and still make Ace feel like a man. I gotta go look at Shelly feet next time I see her standing next to Ace and see if she got on kitten heels or not. Because you know she probably gotta wear kitten heels next to him. I had a Puerto Rican boss that asked if he could say it, and I asked to see his parents first. Yeah, producers were favoring Huda's toxic tendencies and sexual coercion of Chris. Ugh. Huda off the chain, baby. Huda off the chain. Brianna Nicole say she was bad, Bill. Oh! Ace didn't want Jaleesa. Oh, right, they needed someone to make him feel tall. Right, that's why she was in the house. Because I feel like that he was a little bit tight. I'd have been in the house for 2 hours. I feel like that he was already tight when Speedy brought up his height on the interview because he tried to laugh it off, but he was real tight about it. He real tight about his height. Ashley is the most annoying housewife ever. Ashley who? Kendra Air. Ashley who? Girl, it ain't even October 5th yet, Kendra. Don't start no shit now. Now come on now. It ain't even October 5th yet. Bad bitch can't even be in the trailer of her own show. And y'all saying she annoying. Bad bitch can't even get a divorce. Y'all already trying to fight with me. Kendra, you messy. I will say this though. I'm gonna have to come back and do a Potomac thing or whatever. A Potomac review for the trailer. The girls look like they getting it. The girls look like they serving it this season though, y'all. We gotta give it up. She's divorced, baby. She's divorced. Did y'all see Stacey over there with her ex-husband? Well, they say, girl, yeah, bad Bill body. Oh my God. There y'all go. Who we would describe Ashley as a bad bitch. Or your mom sounds so fun. We would love to hear you two discuss hot topics. Listen, y'all not gonna listen. I'm sensitive about my mama, but I don't play with my mama now. Mama. I'm sensitive about my mama. Been divorced for 3 years, but it's finally done, Toya. Monique was there for like 3 seconds, girl. And she went and got another T'Challa. Child. She had to go get a bird to make herself seem interesting. But I will say this though, I gotta give it up, baby. Wendy was looking good throughout the whole. Wendy showed up this season. I'm not gonna say Godiva, but Wendy was looking good. Good. Wendy looked good this season. Wendy looked good. Okay. Now Monique Bird is born. No, Monique is born. So she had to go get that bird again. No, protect your mama from the internet. Y'all not gonna do it because my mama is real Mama Joyce-ish. And no, she's not no Mama Joyce. I'm trying to see what mother my mama remind me of. But she can be. Well, she's not gonna steal my identity in that. Oh, I can't believe Candy did that. I'll never forgive Candy for that. Louis Huda's boyfriend is a hoe and a show hopper. She's in for a ride. But she don't care as long as they got black in them. She did get another T'Challa. She did. Wendy always looks amazing. Coco, I'll try to get a girl something. Here you go. Here you go, shoving it down my throat. She looked amazing in the trailer. Now, I don't know if she can keep it up all the rest of the episodes, but she looked amazing in the trailer. You think Wendy and Kiana was arguing about Monique? I don't know. You saw Stacey tell what's her face that she ain't got no husband? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You think Wendy and Kiana was arguing about production and editing is already doing Monique dirty? She is crazy. I know they desperate and Monique needed that check because I thought she wasn't coming back. Because she wasn't coming back, but she went and got that. She went and signed that prenup. She went and signed that prenup and she spent all her money for the prenup that she got from the prenup on the house for her and her kids, and probably can't pay the rent. I mean, probably can't pay the mortgage. Monique, you and the Wendy Osefos of the world popped in my head at least once a day. Me? What I do? I'm agreeing with you. Oh no, you saying because you said that she always look amazing. I said that she looked amazing in the trailer. You trying to tell me that every time she pop up on the scene, she look amazing. She does not. I'm agreeing with Stacey is definitely giving the girls that work. She trying to. I didn't know she was coming back for real. I need to go watch this trailer. It's good. It's on Bravo YouTube. I made it. Thank you for coming. Them essential oils wasn't paying no rent, mansions, or trips to Africa every month. But B. Spencer, but they told her she needs to change the name from Not So Lazy Moms. But she thinks she know everything, Miss Drag Queens. Monique thinks she's slick. She give me content mastery. She thinks that she was pulling a fast one over on us, and she really wasn't. From what I see, Karen is needed. See, but Q, I'm not surprised that I'm not surprised. I don't think that Karen is needed. You think Stacey was really trying to get into it with Chris? No, I don't think she. I see. You can't see Eslov. I don't believe that because you can't tell me. You can't tell me that she's still with her husband, right? Because her husband is filming now, and then she trying to get with Chris Samuels. It was the Dear Karen for me. I holler so loud, right? Couture Bay, because I don't like them playing with Karen going to jail. That's serious to me. And Giselle them seem to not take nothing serious, right? Y'all not about to play with me because did you see them had a police officer close the jail after they said Dear Karen? They had like a transparent thing in the background. We could see Giselle writing the letter, and then we could see a man, the police officer, slamming the jail gate, the cell gate. She always looking. Here we go. Here we go. They brought Monique back to beat Stacey. I need to watch the trailer. I'm so excited. Y'all making it sound really good. It was really good to me. Wendy is okay. Y'all relax. Wendy looked gorgeous in that gray dress, sitting down saying, "I can see puss." She looked gorgeous in that black and white outfit when they looked like they was at the Derby or at the horse track with their hat on. She looked good that right there too. Yes, the trailer actually does look good and exciting. They went a different direction this season, right? And did you see all of a sudden they bring in? Let me be quiet because I don't want y'all to dark skinned woman me to death when the season starts. But all of a sudden now they got Giselle bringing in a black friend, a dark skinned friend to Ashley. But Ashley don't always look amazing though. I didn't ever say that she always look amazing. I never said that. Karen is not needed. No, she ain't needed. And I feel like Karen is too. I don't believe it either. I think they just use it the way to bring Monique back. Right. They won't smoke between Stacey and Monique. Clink, 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 clink. Who is the new lady in the trailer? We got two of them, Desiree. We got two of them. We got two new women. Two new black women. Yes, I like it. It added character to the funny Dear Karen. It's Giselle with Mauricio. See, and that's another thing too. Giselle won't be playing in my face like that with my man all over. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, could we be rad because Kyle is going around LA bulldagging? Kyle running around LA bulldagging. Wendy is looking good. She elevating. Yes, baby. Nice work. Give it up. Nice work. Nice work. Cause she showed. Wait, is the trailer out? Yes, Brianna. Did they pause filming to wait for Karen to be released? You know they're gonna do a finale and they're gonna say 2 weeks later. Who's the British? Where she meet this woman? She met her when the girl filled out the application. Gabor, I thought that you're gonna have another. I am. Let me go. Y'all know about the dark thing. You heard what the girl said, Ali girl. The girl said, I'll never forget that before I go. Remember the girl said, I'm gonna have to go find that clip. She said, get the light-skinned bitches off the show and make it only a dark-skinned bitch show. I said, of course. We seen her over there trying to be a green-eyed bandit with her blonde hair and her head. She said, get the light-skinned bitches off the show and make it a dark-skinned bitch show. I say, wow. Okay. But y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all, I appreciate the love and support. I'm going to try to come back and do the Potomac review, but I need to go and prep some chicken so I can cook the chicken tomorrow, y'all. But thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all, I appreciate the love and support, and I'll see y'all later. Adios.
Call daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call daddy, tell him 25 got it.